Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well and going well with your preparation. I am Meghna and I am from Hyderabad. I have secured All India rank 83 in UPSC 2020. And coming to my educational background, I have done my BTech from NIT Warangal from 2012 to 16. Then I have done my PG in MBA from IIM Lucknow. Finished it off in 2018, and then in 18 to 19, for a brief amount of 1 year, I worked as an assistant marketing manager in ITC Limited in Bangalore. Then March 2019, I quit my job and I started preparing for UPSC around June 2019. I came to Delhi and started preparing for it, and 2020 has been my first attempt in UPSC. Today I would like to discuss my essay strategy. I scored 139 in essay in UPSC 2020. So I'd like to give a little suggestions and tips in what worked for me in essay. So in this session, I would like to break the session into small parts of 4 parts into 2 or 3 minutes each. So the first would be timeline, then I'll be talking about my sources, then my strategy, and then the do's and don'ts in in the essays. So coming to timeline, I think the first and the foremost mistake that we all do in UPSC is taking the essay paper lightly. I mean, a lot of students do not take up essay even until after their prelims paper and only write 2 or 3 essays before the main paper. I always emphasized and believe that essay is where one can actually use their creativity and use their knowledge, and yet there's a lot of range and scope to score well. You can score up till 140 or 142 in the UPSC 2020 in essay paper, and apart from optional, essay is the only paper which gave such marks and will help you tremendously in your improving your rank and getting the service you wanted. So it's better that you start analyzing essay paper even before your prelims. So what I did was, before the prelims itself, before 2-3 months of prelims, when I got the COVID time, or whenever you think is the right time before prelims itself, be ready with your previous year papers and analyze what is being asked in the essay. What kind of questions and what kind of essays are they expecting, philosophical themes of essays. And also start writing essays, because one of the important thing what happens in essay is being able to write 8-9 pages on a topic. And when you start doing this before prelims itself, you will understand the weaknesses. One of my main weaknesses were recurring points, not able to think in many dimensions for a narrow topic, and also thirdly, my introductions were not very strong and I did not understand what to do. So because I was able to do this before my prelims, I was able to understand my weaknesses, I worked on them, and after my prelims I was ready and improving on my essays, and rather than not looking and analyzing my essays. So please be sure that you are well prepared with your essays and know what's wrong in your essay and what is needed in a right essay before the prelims itself, like you do for all your optional sociology or any other paper or GS paper, anything. Essay should also be given that importance. So I believe that give at least 1 month of good preparation, like daily 1 hour, daily 1-2 hours before your prelims for essay, and then after your prelims you can maybe write 1 essay or 2 essays a week. Every Sunday you can allot for 2 essays, a 3 hours time. And maybe if you do not have so much of time, at least brainstorm 2 essays every Sunday or Saturday. That would really help. So that is about the timeline. And secondly, the sources. So for my sources, there are 2 sections of essay. if you look at the previous year papers, the first section is going to be mostly philosophical. These these years in UPSC, philosophical essay is becoming a must. So for the philosophical essay, I mostly relied on my ethics preparation, my GS4 preparation, and also a lot on the powerful speeches by leaders like Obama, say Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi ji, or Dr. B.R. Ambedkar ji, and a lot of other leaders. Please, whenever you're having some free time, so like for me, during my lunch hour or dinner hour, I would just go and listen to them. Whenever I found something very impactful or powerful, I just jot them down. So the first thing is going to be your philosophical essay material. First thing is your ethics paper sources, whatever you're following. Please make sure that you use it in your essay as well. Second is powerful speeches, lines, quotations from leaders. They're going to help you a lot, at least in the introductions or in between the essay, or even in the conclusions as well. The third thing when it comes to the essay paper is breaking down the themes. So once you're done with the philosophical essay, the other essay is going to be on certain themes. So if you can analyze the last year papers, you can find out that there are certain themes which keep on recurring. Like one is on technology, one can be on climate change, or then the international relations is one such question which keeps on repeating in one or the other form in essay. The political structures like Indian federalism, Indian parliamentarian system. So on these topics, like water is another topic, disaster management. So these are the topics, and then women, on which you can have good amount of material well prepared in advance. So what I used to do was, I used to make a 7 or 8 pager on these topics in different dimensions, in all the dimensions that I could think of. Like say for women in polity, women in education, what are the issues with women, what are the good examples with women, short stories, important stories which have changed the perspective towards women in India, in world, and such things, and quotations by women leaders. Then my own stories, what I could present. Try to be as creative and unique in presenting your point. So this brainstorming, I believe, is a must that you should do before you actually give the paper, because once you do this, you understand that perspective, and your creativity kind of builds in inbuilt, and you don't have to really do a lot of work on the actual day of the exam. So have these themes. The third one is going to be your themes. Find out and identify those themes and make your own notes in depth with introductions, dimensions, conclusions, good stories, good quotations, powerful people's speeches on those topics, and be ready with your focus points. And then the fourth thing could be your articles. So in Hindu, you will see every time we read articles, some articles come up with really good introductions and really good conclusions. I would literally pick those articles, introductions and conclusions, and use it in my essays straight away. I clearly remember there was one article on NEP, National Education Policy, which it said that this is a new modern education which is being built on the traditional rocks of India. The education system that we have, like from Takshashila or Nalanda, in that sort. So this was given by Niti Aayog member. So these are few of the lines which you can use for powerful conclusion even in your GS answers. So whenever you are reading articles in papers, have a note of these things and keep them aside and revise them. So the 4 things that I mentioned were firstly your GS papers, GS4 ethics paper notes. Second is the powerful speeches, quotations by leaders. Third is your focus points, those themes that recur in essay. And the fourth point is the articles in paper which come, which you can readily use in your essays. These have been my sources. I did not refer to a lot of other sources at all. Then coming to the strategy in my essay. So I joined GS Core for my essay preparation from Manoj K. Jha sir. So I've gone through few of his videos on writing the essays. So as he's emphasized on critical thinking for essay and unique thinking in essay, I've tried to start my essays preparation with that itself. And one of my strength always laid in using the newspapers and using the creative content and applying that in the essay. So I relied on my strength. Then a lot of people say that quotations could be used in intros, but I personally believe it was very difficult for me to remember all the quotations, or even if I remember some 10-20 quotations, it might not be useful on the D-Day. So the cost benefit analysis seemed very low for me in quotations. So I did not go with quotation introductions. Rather, I went with small stories, and if at all I can't find small stories, I would pick up stories which had come from the newspaper itself. Like a short example, there was this essay on in actual UPSC exam, technology is a silent factor in international relations. So I used to watch this Cut the Clutter by Shekhar Gupta from the print. So what I did on one of the episodes he was talking about Armenia and Azerbaijan war and how one country between the two always won the war, and suddenly in 2020 when the other country, which was always on the losing side, adapted using drones, how was it able to defeat the always winning country without even declaring a war, without even starting a proper war, the other country were defeated. So these are small examples that you can pick up from the newspaper, and I started with this introduction in my essay to make it something which is contemporary and yet unique and which is good enough to start an essay is what I believe. So whatever is in your newspaper content, most of the times I try to start my essay with it. So the second part is, do not always go with the pestle analysis or firstly, secondly, thirdly. This way of writing the essays I think is gone, is not no more in the trend, and everyone's writing it. So it is no more looking really nice for anyone to read or evaluate the essay. Do not go with that analysis. Only go for it in the last ways. Rather than that, what you can do is, whenever you are wanting to give more perspectives or add on to your points, you can read on Fundamentals of Essay by Anudeep Durishetty. I followed sir's book on it. So he gives certain pointers, certain keywords like however, to add on, to sum up. So these are the connecting words of each paragraph. You can pick those words and add on. You can go to Google, type synonyms for the same words. You will find many synonyms for the same words, and have a list of add-ons. Whenever you want to add something and start a new paragraph, just add on that word. So that is something I used. I never used firstly, secondly, thirdly. I think that does not work anymore. And second part is, do not use one dimension. Try to go into multiple dimensions, and whenever you're going for multiple dimensions, give examples which are unique. Do not repeat examples, do not repeat facts in an essay. It becomes very redundant. I understand that writing 8 pages becomes a little difficult, 8 to 10 pages, but if you brainstorm in the very beginning, it will become very easy. So the first thing that you actually have to start in your essay is brainstorm. I used to take a good amount of 10 to 15 minutes before each essay to brainstorm the essay. I would take 5 minutes to choose the topic, and then 10 minutes to brainstorm. So 15 minutes would have gone in choosing the essay, and 10 minutes, at least 10 to 12 minutes for brainstorming an essay. And the other important part of brainstorming, while you're brainstorming, is have gaps. If at all you are finding or getting a new topic while you're writing the essay, make certain gaps and flexibility in your brainstorming so that you can add that topic in between when you are writing also. A lot of times what happens is, we have a fixed way, like first essay, first paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, I'm going to write these things when you are brainstorming, and suddenly if you remember something very nice when you are actually writing the essay, we will not be able to incorporate. So always have that 1-2 gap areas where you can incorporate the essay, and start doing that in your mocks itself. So that will really help you. Critical thinking is something you definitely have to build. How is that you have to build? Is maybe read some research papers in your optional. So in sociology, which is my optional, I used to read some short notes or research papers by thinkers themselves, where they criticize. Like Yogendra Singh's modernization book is something where he talks, analyzes, criticizes, and then gives a constructive suggestion on the paper, on the perspective that he is analyzing. So this is what is called critical analyzing. So you have to build that. First analyze, talk about what the topic is, criticize why you think it's wrong, give a small example, and always end up with a constructive criticism. Do not go into complete negativity on any essay, even though the topics like philosophical topics which are negative in quotation, try to end with a positive note. I think that is very important. So finally, coming to do's and don'ts, like I already mentioned, do not go into complete negativity in conclusion. And second part is, do not go with the pestle analysis, that social, political, economical, do not go with it. Secondly, thirdly, don't go with it. Always try to have an introduction which is perfectly fitting. Do not write a small short story just because you have to start an introduction. Sometimes what happens is that short story becomes so long and so irrelevant to the actual essay, stops making sense. So the introduction has to be short, sharp, and to the point, which is in relevance to the essay. If you're not finding it, you can very well start with a definition also. I seriously believe in it, rather than writing a short story which is not at all relevant. And so for introductions, you can go with quotations. Like I said, small short stories, newspaper articles. If you are a good book reader, someone who is well versed with a lot of non-fictional or fiction books, you can pick up those books and quote them, a short story from the book itself. I think that really helps a lot of people in essays as well. And next, coming to the do's, critical analysis. And one more thing is, if you can conclude the introduction along with the conclusion, like if your conclusion is meeting your introductional point, I think that is the best that you can do. So I always tried to conclude with my introduction. So my introduction would be a small story or some small current affair news which is there, and I would leave it with a small question mark or something, and in the conclusion I will answer that question after all the analysis. So this is a circle approach that I followed, leaving the introduction with a small question mark or a small fill in the blank types, and then I would connect it with the conclusion so that my essay looks like not gone or slipped away. So these are few of the do's and don'ts that I followed. And again, the don'ts have to be that do not repeat the examples, do not give irrelevant examples, do not make it a single or monotonous essay. Or the do's, multi-dimensional, try to maybe have 2 paragraphs in a page, don't write more than 2, it becomes very clustered. And for every paragraph, make sure that you add up with a new point, so that that's when your answer, your essay will not look like it's repeating. And for every paragraph, have a small example or a small fact. You can use facts as well, but try not to use flowcharts and diagrams in your essay. It should be more of a like a language paper as well. So yeah, these are my points and what helped me for my essay and what worked for me as well. So thank you very much.